What's wrong, honey?
We got a problem.
What problem?
A boat problem.
We don't have a boat.
That would be the problem. Let's go fix it.
Okay.
So here we are, visiting our marina, dreaming of finally putting a boat into our slip. You heard that right. We own a boat slip, but don't actually have a boat to put in it.
So you're probably asking, how do we own a boat slip, but we don't own a boat? Well, that was part life situation and part investment strategy. You see, for nearly a decade now, I've been researching boats, wanting to throw it all away and sail the world. The thing was, we just weren't ready yet from a financial standpoint to pursue that dream. But that didn't mean we couldn't dip our toes in the water.
Now, a few years ago, as much as we wanted a boat, we weren't ready just then, due to debts, occupations, and some other considerations. But COVID did something interesting. During the pandemic, people trapped in their homes and needing to social distance began buying boats. The prices for boats did a lot like cars. Used boats were selling at prices equal or sometimes more expensive than new. And just like cars, boats need a place to park. This made it the perfect time to get into the slip market. Marinas are hard to build. They're expensive. You geographically can't just put one anywhere. And the federal, state, and local permitting makes it highly restricted to build new ones. All of which made for a dwindling supply. You see, I figured, if I can't get into the boat market and buy an expensive, labor-intensive, depreciating asset, I should take advantage of the market situation and buy a highly desired, appreciating asset that will generate income while being rented. This is how we came to buy our 50-foot long, 20-foot wide slip. And for the past several years, we've been biding our time, waiting for the chance to finally put a boat of our own into her. Now that we've closed on the sale of our previous house and paid off our remaining debts, it's time to do just that. Knowing the limits of our parking space, we've been searching for something that will fit in the slip with a certain few key characteristics. Number 4, price under $150,000. The fact is, we're new to this, and we don't need the latest and greatest boat. We need a boat we can learn on safely and comfortably. We don't need something brand spanking new that has all the latest tech that in a year we'll decide the boat doesn't fit us long term. For now, our focus is to learn on a smaller, cheaper vessel that we can enjoy on long weekends cruising the East Coast while mastering our seamanship skills. Number 3. It needs to have 2 diesel inboards. There are many small cats that operate with single, sometimes double, outboard engines, many of which run on gasoline. But with my background in dredging, I believe in the mantra that 2 is 1 and 1 is none when it comes to boating offshore. And gasoline is volatile, something I have no interest in having anywhere on board, except maybe outside on the stern, hung on the tender. Number 2. Doesn't need a lot of work. Yes, we want a cheaper boat, but we don't want to inherit something that has a ton of problems that will keep us in the shop. We want something that we can enjoy without losing weekends we could be potentially adventuring on. So a boat that isn't on the downslope of its maintenance curve is highly preferred. And finally, the most important thing for us. Safety and stability. Ultimately, we want a boat that is safe for our family to adventure on, that is incredibly stable. What this means, with my experience with a Hobie cat, both of us having motion sickness and us wanting to be able to take the dogs along and have them safely maneuver on board, the stability of a catamaran is the only choice we feel we should pursue. I can already hear the monohull keyboard warriors.
And now, with our criteria developed, we can begin searching for boats.
Okay, so now we're going to start searching for boats. Now, for the purposes of this video, there are several different websites out there that you can use to search for boats. I'm going to be using Boat Trader just for the simple fact that it's a very common platform that people use to search for boats. I will go ahead and admit that this is not a sponsored video. Boat Trader is not providing any sort of funds to us for this creation. Now, with that being said, we'll go ahead and go into the search. So we'll go ahead and start with the type of boat, which we need to scroll down to sail catamarans. Yes, I can still hear you, the monohull keyboard warriors that are out there. I can't do any other changes with respect to mileage, so we'll just go ahead and search around our area code, and then I will increase the mileage to 1,000 miles. This should give us any boat that is well within the East Coast, which is not a problem. We can move along the East Coast and bring any boat anywhere from Maine to Florida back to where we're at. Now, the next piece of this is length for most people, but for us, it's not. Again, we're searching for catamarans. Length is not a problem, even though we have a 50-foot slip. Our limitation is beam. So if I scroll down here to beam, I will go ahead and put in 19 feet. This is the 20-foot width of our slip, minus some allowance to allow for fenders because we don't want the boat to rub. So 19 feet it is. The next big piece is engines. So again, we want 2 engines. We want twin inboards. Let's see what this gives us. Oh, wait, I apologize. There is actually one more criteria. We would prefer to have a boat that's under $150,000 because we don't want to break the bank on a new boat. So what do we have? It looks like a Gemini Legacy that's in Florida, a Cadillac that's in Florida, a Gemini Legacy that's in Florida, a Solaris, I'm not super familiar with that brand, again in Florida, and a Lagoon 35 that's in Alabama. Those are our sponsors. We don't care about those. So, okay, now I'm kind of curious. That's only 5 boats. If I remove the price limitation, because maybe our pricing is a bit ambitious with respect to how low we can go. Let's see what that adds. Okay, it looks like we added a couple of boats. So, okay, another Gemini, still a Gemini Legacy that's in Florida. The Cadillac that's in Florida. Here's a new Gemini Legacy that's in Florida. Another Legacy that's in Florida. Interesting, there's so many Legacies that are in Florida. I'm not sure. From what I know about the Gemini Legacies, there was about 40 of the Gemini Legacy 35s made. I don't know if that's just the nature of... Maybe there's a problem with Gemini Legacies, or it could just be that they have a majority market and they were one of the last major manufacturers of boats this size. Not a lot of catamarans fit within a standard slip size. There's that Lagoon we saw earlier, another Gemini Legacy. Now this one's in Michigan, so that must be doing the Great Loop. And then these are the sponsors. So the takeaway I have from this is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 catamarans that are in Florida right now that more or less meet our criteria. Price is kind of flaky. But if we want to get the most bang for our buck with regards to travel to go look at boats, we need to go to Florida and start looking at these catamarans. So I'm going to walk away from here, and it looks like we will see you guys in Florida.
Now, while we had originally intended to film our viewings of several boats, we ultimately just didn't have the capacity to thoroughly look at each while also trying to film. Additionally, we had to drive from Tampa to Jacksonville and back, and our available time was less than 3 days. Being first-time boat buyers, there was just too much to focus on to also worry about getting footage. But what did these visits look like? After scheduling a time to see a boat with either a broker or private seller, we got to spend about 90 minutes touring each. We wanted to understand the layout, what features and systems were on board, how old certain parts were, and when maintenance was due. Also, having to keep an eye out for potential problems that were not mentioned by the sellers. And the entire time we're asking ourselves, what are we missing or not thinking about, while also repeatedly doing cost-benefit reviews of the different boats. Needless to say, it was a whirlwind. But we left having put in an offer on what was our favorite boat. And it was accepted, which meant less than 2 weeks later, we flew back down to be present for a survey and sea trial. Our surveyor went through the boat with what felt like a fine-tooth comb, checking decks for moisture, checking pumps, checking hoses, looking over the sails and rigging. And after a haul out, there was so much more, from hull paint to penetrations, checking everything. In the end, we had a 42-page report about the boat and felt confident this was the boat for us, which led us to this.
Hey everyone. So we are in bright, sunny, hot Palmetto, Florida. And we have some great news. We have just bought our first boat. We are absolutely ecstatic right now. Haven't been able to actually go through survey and solidify that this is the boat we want. So this is SV 2 Hilarious. And she is a 35-foot catamaran, a Lagoon CCC, coastal cruising catamaran. And as you can see, we still got her on the crane because unfortunately the blocks that were specially made for this hull have not come in yet. They didn't want to set it down on the keels. They're going to set it on a set of special jacks and blocks. But this is our new boat and we want to give you guys a tour real quick. So as we make our way up this transom, I'm going to immediately make my way down this very wide for this boat size port side. We really like this boat for how big the walking spaces are. The boat is roughly 35 feet by 18 feet wide. Again, a lot of area to live on and enjoy. Not common in a lot of boats like this, or boats of this size, are trampolines. It seems like a lot of the boats right now that are on the market tend to be hardtop all the way across. So we're gonna have this nice area to relax on and enjoy. As we come up, I'm standing on top of the anchor locker. It's a bunch of junk in there. I'm not gonna show that off. Each side of the mast has these step-ups to allow access for anything we need to do regarding the boom and or our main sail. As I come back down, make my way around, again, really wide space to walk on along the starboard side. We also like this boat because this is going to provide a much stable platform for our dogs to walk on. Having them be able to safely maneuver across the boat was very important in our selection. Now that we've moved into the cockpit, this is a really amazing space. Brand new cushions that go around the entire outside of the cockpit with this lovely table that's pretty well sized right in the middle. All of the flooring, the previous owner installed this silicone soft pad flooring, which is really nice on the feet. As we come up to the helm, all your standard controls for a 2-engine system, 1 engine inside each hull. Currently, we've taken it down, but our chart plotter sits right here. And while it doesn't today, we do plan on doing some upgrades to have our depth finder, wind speed, and autopilot all integrate with the chart plotter system and make it all integral with each other. As we make our way into the saloon and the galley, again, really nice space, wood laminate floors, very large kitchen space with an amazing deep sink that currently our dehumidifier is pouring into. The sink has, of course, your fresh water, but it also has a saltwater faucet that runs off a foot pump that's just outside of your view. Gas stove and an oven. Here is our refrigerator. We had that running today, so that's why it's currently open. Very deep, very large. And again, brand new upholstery throughout the entirety of the kitchen. As you make your way into the starboard hull, immediately to the stern is the master cabin. It is a full-size queen, which means getting sheets and blankets for it are incredibly easy. As you turn around and make your way to the fore, you enter the only head on the boat. Has all the standard features, shower, toilet, but one thing to note is that the toilet is a macerating toilet. As you make your way port side, you pass our electrical panel, and then immediately to the aft, you find the guest cabin. Another full-size queen with lots of storage. To the fore is a large storage room, which just beyond is our generator. Now, we have some panels lifted up in here because unfortunately we did find some oily liquid in the bilge. We need to find the source of that and rectify it. But otherwise, again, a lot of storage space in these two areas. All right, so what do we got to do?
2 categories: taxes, registration, and insurance, and then fixing the boat safely so we can move it here. And what's on that list?
All right, so we got several things we got to do with regards to the engines and the battery system. And on top of that, we're going to do some upgrades to the navionics and the GPS systems. So when do we got to get started on this?
Let's get back to work.
Sounds good.
If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like. And to see more of our journey to becoming midlife castaways, make sure to subscribe to our channel, because next video we'll be doing all the things we need to get the boat ready to sail.